me help you with your vision, they losing their sight here. Time to send the world a message they might hear. Like Meek Mills, I'm making it quite clear. I'm chasing my dreams and fighting my nightmares. I'm going real hard, I'm talking words you understand, I'm talking real bars. I'm going everywhere, you know I'm talking real far. Yeah, it's time to raise a toast to this thing to the love the most. As I go from coast to coast, I'm talking north side, I'm talking south side, I'm talking east side, I'm talking west side. I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide. Yeah, it's time to let you know how I spit it when I flow. When I go and light a fuse and I set to let it blow. I'm talking worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide. Yeah, time to check my status and the GOAT is what it be. And you know I'm over 30, so my level is a G. And I may be from the hood, but I'm way beyond these streets. And my pockets hate a diet, so they always down to eat. Even though they screaming fame, and it's always spelling me. And I'll never hang it up till my mission is complete. And I'm looking at you haters, I suggest you take a seat. Cause it's all fun and games to a killer show his teeth. This is for them cats that be screaming homies. Claiming that you're real, but we know you're phony. Now I'm chilling with my sons, they my one and only. Like the Turner brothers, yeah, we screaming lions only. Step into this den, I welcome all who will dare. Never met a David, tell me whom shall I fear? Gotta rep the nation, black and gold is what I wear. If you look to your left, to your right, I'm everywhere. I'm talking worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide, yeah.
And we welcome you back to Arsenal Park as we will have a skills competition in the Steel City Kickers League. So there's 3 competitions that we will have during the skills competition. It will be fastest runner, strongest arm, and strongest leg.
Yeah, three great competitions. We have strongest leg up first. The strongest leg gets to pick their pitcher who can roll them the ball, and then they get to kick it and see how far it goes.
Yeah, and so they're going to be measuring distance. So the rule is the longest of the 2 kicks that they take, they will take the longest distance out of it.
And up first, we have Jelly.
Hey. Can you get this to Renegade?
Yep, we're good.
And of course, Jelly from the Diamond Divas, who just for the first time probably in this league's history are not going to make the championship, but still, Jelly had a great season. She was named Offensive Player of the Year. She hits that one right down the left field line.
So you get 2 kicks, so that's her first kick. She'll get a chance to see how far it goes after that. And Jelly had an outstanding offensive performance in Week 5 when she had 3 RBIs and was a home run away from the cycle.
And this one to right center field, and they call it on the bounce, so right there, pretty good kick. So next up for Alive and Kicking, we'll have KE. And Alive and Kicking, they have the best offensive performance of the year in a 16-15 win over the Ladies of Faith. And unfortunately, we could not televise that game due to rain, but man, whenever you hear 16-15, you go, wow.
A lot of runs were scored that day.
And this one, a skyer into right field, and it looks like it just went just a little bit past the dirt. So that's her first kick. She'll have a second one. And also, I believe they're marking the ones that go fair as well, though. So Jelly's first kick went foul, but it might have been on the line. We can't exactly see from our vantage point.
I think a key here might be to get that ball to lift, but not lift straight up. Try to get that ball to lift out versus up.
And of course, they get as many pitches as they want. It will be the best pitch from them that they'll take. And this one, pretty good kick, as that bounce right into right field. now next up is the Ladies of Faith, Shorty. And Ladies of Faith, they had a great, it was a great introduction into the league whenever they played their first game of the season. They won with 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th and held on for the victory. And it was our first taste of great kickball this season.
And we got to see them finish strong as well, winning their final game that they played out here too. So a nice win sandwich for Ladies of Faith.
And that one couldn't get out of the infield, but she's got a second chance. Next pitch to Shorty. And this one high in the air and gets right into the outfield, just on the precipice of left center. So a nice second opportunity by Shorty. So next up for the Ladies of Faith is Ray Ray.
She also pitches for the Ladies of Faith as well.
Actually, it looks like they're going to go straight to the Kicking Queen, so maybe she's not there. So the first up for the Kicking Queens is Legs. Toy is the pitcher. Third team shortstop. And this one into right field. So the next pitch to Legs, and this one doesn't get out of the infield. So right now, I believe the leader would be Jelly if they count that foul kick.
So if you're one of these kickers, I wonder what the conversation is with the pitcher before you go out there. They say, put some speed on it so I can capitalize off that speed, or just roll it slow so I can just know where the ball's going to go.
I think right now the best thing would probably be control in this situation. Rolling it slow, it allows you to try to get as much power as you possibly could in the backswing. Like that one right there. And that bounces in the left field. A pretty good kick so far. I see the orange marker, and that looks like it's from Jelly. And so far, that's the leader in the clubhouse. So next up for the Diva Dolls is Ajane, who won the Rookie of the Year. Oh, actually, it looks like got faked out there. It's Hunter instead. And that one, a grounder through the infield. And she'll try again for kick number 2.
And the Kicking Queens use their strong legs. As you see, they have multiple people in this competition right now. In week 1, they had a win by the score of 6-1, putting up runs on the board.
It's all about waiting for the perfect pitch. So Stan, for you, what would be the perfect pitch in kickball?
The perfect pitch would have to be one that's not too bouncy, not too fast, and right down the middle.
Well, my belief is one that goes probably like, a couple hops here and there, and maybe a late hop at the end. And here is Ajane, and this one high up in the air.
And it's a nice calm weather day. We've seen in a lot of the games earlier this season that the wind could really pick up and carry some of these balls. But with the weather being nice and calm, there's no aid of the wind for any of these kickers.
There's the next pitch to Ajane. And this one goes into center field. Good job in judging the bounce. So here's next up is Chelsea. And Chelsea, in the first playoff game of the day, hustled around for a triple. Here's a pitch to Chelsea. First kick. And that one, a spinner off the ground. Next kick. And she just couldn't get the lift that she wanted into the field. It's really all about arc when it comes to strongest leg. It doesn't have to go too high up in the air. It could be a frozen rope. So here's Ebony for the Diva Dolls. Nice kick there in the center field. And they'll mark that one down.
And that one definitely gets her in the conversation for farthest kick. She takes the time out there. No rush here. Got to make sure you get your best kick. Some might say they have to put their best foot forward.
And Ebony scored in the first inning of that first playoff game against Blackout. This one hits the dirt in the infield. If it was longest roll, it would be a really interesting contest as well.
I'm surprised that neither of the championship participating teams are in any of these skill competitions as far as this list goes here. They have some strong legs, strong arms, speedy base runners. That's part of the reason they're in the championship, but maybe they're using this time to rest up before playing again.
Yeah, it's kind of shocking. It's kind of shocking as well, though they do have the option to defer. And maybe it is a good thing because both of these teams are actually coming in with a little bit of injuries into this game. And, of course, we hope those competitors are all doing well. So maybe the smart thing is to just sit around, watch the festivities here and get ready for the opportunity to play for a championship. And no matter what, we will have a new champion crowned this year.
Yeah, we'll have a new champion crowned, and we're about to get a new champion crowned for strongest leg as well, as all the kickers have finished kicking, and they're about to measure and see how far these kicks went. And they'll try to keep that line as straight as possible as they go from the outfield into home plate.
So as we wait for the rulings in this competition, again, it was a great award ceremony. It felt great to be able to recognize some of the players in this league with the league teams, and of course also the MVP Pittsburgh Beauty as expected. It looks like they're trying to judge the distance right now as we wait for a final ruling from the commissioner and the umpires as well. Right now, it looks like the umpires are trying to judge the distance, and I think the clubhouse leader has to be Jelly.
I want to see what kind of trophy or award the strongest leg gets. Is it like a golden boot?
I think FIFA will call us on that one. Maybe a leg. I don't know. A kickball and a boot, something like that. We'll see coming up soon. So we welcome you back to the booth as we are in the skills competition waiting for the results from the strongest leg. And let's do a quick talk about what do you think is the game of the year so far?
Game of the year has to be Week 8, the final game of the season, Blackout versus Diamond Divas. It came down to the final inning, bottom of the 7th, a walk-off, Greatest game I've seen so far this season. There are some other good competitors, but gotta be that one.
And now here is the strongest arm competition. So the rules is each player will start at home, and then we will see which player can throw the furthest. They will mark it wherever the first bounce occurred. Each player gets 2 throws, and the longest throw will be the official throw for the participant. That one looks like a touchdown for Candy Crush around second base from home, and a lot of catchers in the MLB can't even throw it that far, at least accurately like that. Next up is Shorty for Ladies of Faith. Double hand throw.
And that one was caught by the commissioner, so it looks like she'll get another chance.
This one looks like it just went past the pitcher's circle.
I think there's a couple catchers who have to make that throw on the regular from the home plate to second base, and I think if they're in this competition, they might have a good chance of winning.
Well, it's interesting because we're going to see coming up soon the fastest runner, and most of those are going to be catchers. And when you think about that, catchers traditionally in sports like kickball are generally the slower players. There's Shorty from Ladies of Faith, or Steph.
But here, if your catcher's one of the fastest players on your team, they can really take away those bunts and scoop that ball up and make a play, because a lot of teams do like that bunt.
Yeah, a nice soccer throw in there. Similar sports that use a ball to kick. And Hunter tried to load up and fire that one. And that one towards what would be the second base woman's side. Next up for kicking queens. Oh, that one a nice throw. Right around second base.
And
So
that was
here's
Ed
Hunter.
right there.
Yep.
With that throw. Plays first base for kicking queens.
Normally first base doesn't throw a lot.
And that was a good throw from Hunter as well. She's had some great catches in that outfield and has had to make the throw back from the outfield into the infield a lot of the times.
Yeah, that's important. The relay throws have been really important in this league, and that's where most of the outs at home plate come. It's not enough to get it from maybe short right field into the diamond near the catcher position. They'll probably have to go to the pitcher.
And now we have Ajane up. She's made some great throws from right around the pitcher's mound to first base. That one looked like that one might be the winning throw right there.
Yeah, it looks like it caught the back end at least from our vantage point, of the infield.
Had a nice rotation on it. Got some good air, good distance, great throw.
So here's Chelsea for the Diva Dolls, and that one just past the pitcher circle. I think the key with this one, I think it's trying to create as little arc as possible. Just like with the leg, you want to kind of have it on a rope towards where you want it to go.
Yeah, got to get some zip on those passes. So now we have another contestant from the Diva Dolls. They made it to the playoffs for the first time ever this year. Got to congratulate them on that.
And they could build upon that in the next couple years.
They had a good rookie, the rookie of the year winner, who will be participating, in all three of these competitions. So that's a real building block, like you said, for this Diva Dolls team.
They'll probably find some players over the year to see if they want to play, and then who knows? You never know. You might see the Diva Dolls next year in the playoffs again, and maybe going for the championship.
And it looks like they've gone through all of the contestants for strongest arm, and now we're going to get into the fastest base runner.
Each player will start at home, run from first, second, and third back to home. Each player will get 2 runs, and the player who has the fastest time back home will win.
This is one that I'm very excited to see. I would love to see them do an actual race too, but running around the bases, there's a lot of fast base runners we've seen this season.
So I will attempt to time it myself right now with a stopwatch.
You got the 40-yard dash timer right here.
Well, in baseball, it's 60 yards, actually. But, yeah, 40-yard dash could work as well.
I think we'll have some record breakers today around these bases.
And first up for the Diamond Divas will be Special K.
I think the key here is that first round from first base, that first corner from first base to second base. How do you bend that corner? You can get like a nice dip around the edge. You might be able to boost your time by just enough to win.
Have to be careful though, going around the bases. Trust me, there's a couple people who've taken some slips and falls going around first.
Yeah, don't want to add any extra time with the fall, but if you do fall, should get up. Not fun down on that ground.
So as they explain the rules here, the competitors, as it says on the list, will be Special K, Jasmine, Quaylin from Alive and Kicking, Shorty, Tamia, Ajane, and Chelsea. And I think the person that I think has the favorite, at least in my mind, should be Special K.
Yeah, Special K is one of the leadoff kickers for Diamond Divas, and she tends to get on base a lot. If we had her batting average, if we had Special K's batting average right now, she might very well be one of the highest batting averages out of anyone here in the Steel City Kickers League.
Probably at least 750.
Yeah, she knows her strength is her speed, and she uses it. She also uses it in the outfield as well, being able to field almost any ball that is kicked in her area, even if it seems like it's out of range.
So Commissioner Jeff explaining the rules of this final competition. We will be keeping the stopwatches on ourselves to give you a time. It'll be unofficial, so of course we'll go towards what the commissioner and the umpires have on their stopwatches, and we'll tell you the winners just before the championship game.
And it's a difference here when you go from first base to third base in that straight line speed, and then once you get between first and second base, because that one is a little bit of a corner, so you got to make sure you can control your speed in all angles.
Yeah, it's gonna be different on first base because you see that red base right there. That's what they use in game. They'll probably be stepping on the white base. So first up is Special K. Special K, round first. Now second,
And she's zooming.
third, headed home. And first time on my watch is 11:99.
11.99. That's pretty fast. Special K looking like a high engine sports car right there running around those bases. A lot of speed, a lot of speed.
And really, Blackout, this would be the perfect competition, especially with that top four in the order. And next up, here's Alive and Kickin's Jazz.
Yeah, but you can hear them telling us they have a game as Jazz goes around first base. Great cut around first base. No hesitation.
Oh, she fell down.
But she can pick it up. She came around first
She
base
still got a
fast.
little bit of time. 13:28.
And before that fall, it looked like she was going to be the fastest runner because she did not hesitate to bend that first corner. There's a 1, 2, 3 and got around that corner. As the infield dirt monster got her.
The dreaded Dirt Monster. Here's Shorty. Pretty good time. $12.32.
We got some fast times out here. Could probably compete with Sha'Carri Richardson if they really wanted to.
Oh, I seen you throwing shade on Twitter.
And up now we have the Rookie of the Year, Ajane. She goes around third base and heads home.
11:03.
11:03.
Right now, she would be in the lead with this first run.
And we saw some Olympic track runners running the 100 meters in 11 seconds. So that's right up there with them.
Here's Chelsea from the Diva Dolls, rounding second, heading the third. At home, 13:08. Pretty good times.
Pretty good time there. We don't often see runners actually run from home plate back to home plate in live game action. So this is something new for a couple of runners.
Here's Quay Lin.
Looks like this is actually Jazz. And she is moving.
11:53.
And this is probably one of those situations where you got to run through home plate. A lot of times when you're coming home, you might slide, or it might just be an easy finish. But here you have to run through to get that time going as fast as possible.
So right now, the leader would be Ajane by my time clock with 11.03. Aujanee. 11.03. Second, Jazz with 11.53. Third is Shorty, 11.53. Third is Shorty with 12.32.
And here Special K goes again. No hesitation this time at first base.
$11.32.
And if you can time your steps just right and get that foot and your natural stride to hit the base, then you can boost your time. That was a great job.
12.09.
She cut over a second off of her time.
They count the fastest time out of 2 runs, so we can hold up.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I got a top 6 here, so whoever you got, who you got as 4?
I'll give you that in a second.
Okay.
Shorty rounds towards home plate.
11.45 for Shorty. Who's fourth?
And now we have Ajane, who has run the unofficial fastest time so far, back up.
$11.19.
She ran so fast that she had to jump onto the backstop right there.
So the top so far, Osmay in round 1, second Jazz, third is Shorty. Now for round 2, you'll let me know, and I'll update it. Give me all first top 6. Okay?
Got it.
Yeah.
Up. False start for Chelsea.
But there's no flag on the play. She gets to start from the same spot.
$13.68.
Is that the second run?
Yeah, that's the second run.
All right, so bring me the top 1. Oh, we got one more. Okay, we got one more? Okay.
And now for our final contestant, we have Jazz. And it's almost like she used that first base bag as a power boost and just started running even faster.
You got it.
10.44.
In the 10 seconds, 10:44 unofficially. If that time holds, that would be the fastest time we've seen this afternoon, Todd.
Absolutely. Yep, that's Jazz with 10.44. Hang on 1 second. Hang on, I'm counting it. Oh, shoot.
And unofficially, we have Jazz running 10:44 around the bases. Just for comparison,
Ready for the first?
Flojo ran 10:49
For the first run?
as a world record in the Olympics in 1988. So
Oh, the total overall.
that was a
winner?
blazing time right
Okay.
there.
All right, Jazz has 10:44. Ajane has 11.03. 11.03. Third, we have Special K, and he has the actual results. Fourth, Shorty. Huh? I'm trying to think. What's the third? Shit, hang on. I lost track because I'm trying to think right now. You got to give me a second here. Third was Special K, 11:32. Fourth was Shorty, 11:45. Fifth. Yeah. Fifth was Chelsea.
And we now have our winners approaching for the three competitions.
And sixth.
Fastest runner,
13:08.
Jazz. Strongest arm,
Sixth
Ev.
was Jazz.
and strongest leg,
Sixth
Jelly.
was-
Congrats
excuse
to
me,
all
Quaylin.
three of the
Quaylin,
winners.
Q. Yeah, Quaylin. She had 13:28. Quaylyn. 13:28.
You want to do an interview with the winner?
All right, Ty, go ahead and make those announcements. We're going to put your graphics up.
All right, so we have the winner for the fastest runner. So first up is Jazz with 10:44. Second up, Ajane, 11.03.
That's what we got. We timed it from here. Because y'all suck communicating. We had a stopwatch here. That's what we was going with. They know when they say go, though. You better try to move there.
Third,
We got it, though. I mean,
we have
at different times.
Shorty with 11.45. Fourth, Special K, 11 point. Oh, excuse me. Special K third, 11.32. Shorty, fourth, 11.45.
Chelsea, 13.08. Quaylin, 13.28.
Yep.
Say it.
Chelsea, 13.08. And Quaylin, 13.28.
Take us home.
So that's all for the skills competition. Coming up next, we'll have the championship game. It's Blackout versus Renegade on the Roxamore Sports Network.